Walk into any grocery store and you're surrounded by products with ingredient lists that sound more like chemistry exams than food. Potassium sorbate, sodium metabisulfite, sodium erythorbate. These preservatives help bread resist mold, keep deli meats pink, and extend shelf life from days to weeks. For decades, we've accepted them as part of modern food convenience. But the real question is this: are all preservatives biologically equivalent, or are some more concerning than others when it comes to long-term health, especially cancer risk? If you value evidence-based health insights, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, check the description box below for full sources and references so you can review the data yourself. Hello, I'm Dr. Justin Whiteman. I analyze the latest research on blood pressure, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, translating complex scientific findings into clear, practical insights through educational video content. A recently published study in the BMJ provides one of the most comprehensive evaluations to date of food preservatives and cancer risk. Researchers analyzed data from the Nutrinet Santé cohort, an ongoing French population study that has tracked dietary patterns since 2009. What makes this research particularly robust is the granularity of dietary tracking. Over 105,000 adults submitted repeated 24-hour dietary records, including specific brand names rather than generic food categories. That distinction matters because preservative content varies dramatically between brands. Investigators cross-referenced these dietary logs with food composition databases and even conducted laboratory assays on commonly consumed products. This allowed them to estimate cumulative exposure to 17 individual preservatives over a 14-year period. Participants were followed for an average of 7.5 years for cancer incidence, and statistical models adjusted for major confounders including age, sex, smoking status, alcohol intake, physical activity, family history, education level, and overall dietary quality. This level of adjustment strengthens the reliability of the associations observed. Out of the 17 preservatives studied, 6 demonstrated statistically significant associations with increased cancer risk. Higher intake of potassium sorbate and sulfites, frequently found in baked goods, cheese, and wine, was associated with a 14% increase in overall cancer risk and a 26% increase in breast cancer risk. Sodium nitrite, commonly used in processed meats, showed a 32% higher risk of prostate cancer among those with the highest consumption levels. Potassium nitrate, certain acetates, and sodium erythorbate were also linked with more modest risk elevations. Now, it's critical to interpret these findings correctly. This was an observational cohort study, meaning it identifies correlations rather than definitive causation. However, the biological plausibility is noteworthy. Some preservatives may promote nitrosamine formation, compounds with established carcinogenic potential. Others may alter inflammatory signaling pathways, influence oxidative stress, or disrupt the gut microbiome, which plays a central role in immune modulation and metabolic regulation. So what does this mean for your grocery cart? First, prioritize minimally processed foods when feasible. Whole fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and lean proteins consistently demonstrate protective associations across multiple disease outcomes. Second, read ingredient lists strategically. If sodium nitrite, potassium nitrate, or sulfites appear frequently in your staple foods, consider rotating alternatives. Third, balance practicality with intention. Total elimination of packaged foods is unrealistic for most people, but cumulative exposure does matter over time. Cooking more meals at home remains one of the most effective exposure reduction strategies. Even simple batch-prepped options like roasted vegetables, grain bowls, or overnight oats can meaningfully reduce preservative intake without adding excessive time burden. Personally, I've found that replacing just a few processed snack options each week with fresh fruit and nut packs is sustainable and aligns well with the available evidence. The key takeaway here is not panic, but precision. Not all preservatives carry the same risk profile. This large-scale analysis offers actionable nuance in a conversation that often defaults to vague advice about avoiding processed food. As research continues to clarify how specific additives interact with metabolic and immune pathways, informed consumer choice becomes a powerful preventive tool. If you found this breakdown valuable, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing. And remember to review the full study linked in the description for a deeper dive into the methodology and data.